hundreds of volunteers who have given me the greatest gift of all. That is the gift of faith, of trust, and of loyalty, and of your time. My friend, Councillor McWilliams, quite often says that four-letter word, time. And it is almost as impactful as some other four-letter words, but it's one that we do not take for granted, especially when you're his age. He's 2 years older than me. He is, 1 year older than me. It skips almost to that point. The role of councillor is very, very significant to ensure that people's needs and feelings at the grassroots level are brought forward for consideration at the council table, and it's important to thank all of them for their tireless work in this community. A round of applause perhaps for the council. I certainly want to thank city staff for the excellent work they did in managing the election. A little bit of a glitch at the end was good for some of us. I was able to get a second scotch in before I got here, but just the second one so far. City staff does a marvelous job. I was hugged by both Brian Horton and Sandra Clancy when I came back downstairs from up in the council chambers. They are pleased with the results of this last council. They're looking forward to the next 4 years under the same leadership. They make the difference in how the policies that are put in place by council are administered to the benefits of the folks in this community, which makes it very special for we as councillors to understand that their work is of a tireless nature and of a meaningful nature to everybody. I also want to take a moment and thank my campaign team. And how do you go about naming names and not naming names and making sure that you don't miss anybody? Certainly David Goyette, who has been with me now for 4 years. I'm looking forward to some continued work with David over the next 4 years. David helped manage the campaign, along with Carolyn and John Holmes doing the day-to-day work in that regard. And we had all of our sign people, all of our door knockers, all of our people who did phoning, all of our people who did all of the important things that make an election fun, meaningful, and most importantly, put the winning edge on it. We had a very respectful group of people running a very respectful campaign to the benefit of everybody that was engaged. So we had a wonderful group. We had a wonderful group that was called a strategy committee. And I'm not going to name names because we're sworn to secrecy, but I can tell you there are faces that are very familiar in this community, there are faces that are very representative of this community, and there are faces that I have a great deal of respect for, more so than ever before. I thank each and every one of you. Tonight, we begin a new chapter in the life of this wonderful city and county of Peterborough. The warden couldn't take enough pleasure in telling me that he was acclaimed. Jay, we have lots of things to do together, and we'll continue to do that, and I look forward to that going forward. I am humbled by the trust and responsibility that accompany my duties. And let me tell you, those duties are onerous some days. Pleasurable to no end as far as getting the decisions right that keep this community functioning and make this a better place for all of us. That's what we're all about. That's what we're hoping to do over the next 4 years, God willing, and God giving us the inspiration that will assist each and every decision that goes forward. Now, one quick announcement. Now, I have no idea who's been running the bar here in my absence. Because it just became wide open for anybody who wants to have a drink. It's on the house, and it's my pleasure to have a drink with each and every one of you, but not one at a time. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for all the work for a great election.